Hey, I'm Jerome Armstrong. We're here for the next episode of DomeNation, and I have with me the Golden Dot Award, and it was won by a politician that we're going to have here as a guest. And he competed against the guy I worked for who got runner-up, Mark Warner, last year.
And the guy that I worked for who won the award, Congressman Jack Kingston.
So, there he is. Let's go meet him.
So let's meet him.
Hey there, I'm Jerome Armstrong. We're back here at DomeNation for next episode.
And I'm David Olin. Today we have a very special guest, Congressman Jack Kingston of Savannah, Georgia, who, as we just saw, is the 2006 Online Politician of the Year. So, Congressman, welcome to DomeNation.
Well, thank you, David. Jerome, it's good to be with you guys. And DomeNation means you're about as high as the dome at this location. I'm just impressed with your real estate.
Well, yeah, we
Nice
like
piece.
it. So what's it like
And
to
it's
be...
also better to snipe at the guys in the Capitol from a high location like this, you know, and not that you two would ever snipe at any politician, but, you know, just in case you wanted to, you have that option.
That's a good point. So, Congressman, regarding this award, what is it like to be named the 2006 Online Politician of the Year, and what did you do to win that award?
Well, I tell you, it's great because I think that being online is sort of a pioneer in communication these days, and not so much a pioneer, but for politics it's pioneering because traditionally, you know, we're snail mail, faxes, some email, but this is to me the new way of reaching out and touching your 600,000 constituents that you represent as a congressman. So we feel real good about it, and you know, we've had some good, energetic employees who are young and edgy and who like the web world and the internet and blogosphere, and you know, we try to do all that. Gives everybody a chance to get a little piece of the action, raise a little hell on their particular issue and so forth. Not that our folks would ever take advantage of the First Amendment, but you know, they're out there.
So speaking of raising hell, you're now in the minority. You used to be in the majority. When in the majority, you're pretty much, you know, driving the machine, but now you're much more in an opposition role. Have you found that that's changed in the terms of how the interaction that you're carrying on over the web?
You know, Jerome, there's a little liberation in it because when you're in charge of getting the necessary votes to pass a bill, 218 votes, you know, you have to govern and you have to, you know, is the guy from the Northeast happy? What about the guy in California or the guy in Iowa with a special issue that you got to get everybody on board, and then you have to sort of bite your lip about things that you've cobbled together because it's no longer perfect. But when you're in the minority and you know you're going to be on the losing side of most issues, then you can pontificate, you can be a purist, you can say, if I was driving, this is where I would head the car. And so it's rhetorically a little bit more fun and a lot more liberating.
Have the other members kind of acclimated in that way as well? I know when I was, you know, the Democrats were in the minority, and you know, we were in the blogosphere. We're engaging a lot with them as a minority because they were looking for a way to come back on top. Has some more of that been happening on your side now?
I think so. You know, we went astray. We spent too much money. We did not handle the issues of the day. We didn't take on tax reform, immigration reform, or things that are relevant to people. And, you know, some legit excuses, some not so legit excuses for not doing those things. The Democrats are going to be finding that more and more. For example, right now, most of the war protesters are not mad at Republicans. They gave up on us long ago. They're mad at the Democrats. And so, you know, when you see the pink ladies, the ladies all dressed in pink, the activists who are against the war, they're really pounding on the Democrats. And it's kind of funny. I've invited some into my office, and, you know, I said, yeah, it's too bad they've let you down. You know, you can do that sort of thing. But it's the same way in the blogosphere. You can go out and say, oh, no, they promised to end that war, and golly, they've been in office now 5 months and they haven't ended it. Now, yeah, I don't know why they haven't ended it. I mean, you know, there's certainly play acting to politics, and there's plenty of opportunities when you're in the minority.
Well, as a Republican, one of the things I've been most concerned about is the fact that we're losing the Gen Next voters, the 18 to 25-year-old voters, in droves. I mean, the last Pew Internet study that came out had it at 48% of the people 18 to 25 are voting with Democrats, and only 35% are voting with the Republican Party. So I know that I've worked with you on some of the alternative media aspects that you go on, Bill Maher, Stephen Colbert. I mean, just talk to us a little bit at the community here about what you think about alternative media outlets.
I think it's real important because you know what? I don't watch Sunday talk shows. I mean, a beautiful Sunday afternoon, why am I going to stand there and do Meet the Press, watch them or participate in them, face the nation? Really, you got a bunch of, old guys in blue suits who always seem to smugly know what's best, and they can tell you the history of the 1988 election. It's not really relevant to all the stuff that's out there today, but, when you're on a Bill Maher or a Colbert and these issues are presented with humor, which is a two-way sword, by the way. They cut Democrats, Republicans, and all of us equally. It's more entertaining. I was at the University of Georgia recently, an honors class, a class that actually specialized in congressional politics. And I asked them, how many of you watch the Sunday talking heads shows? None of them, zero. I asked how many watch the Daily Show? About half of them. How many of you watch Colbert? About all of them. So if you want to reach Gen X, you got to get on the alternative media. You'll never will be able to do it. C-SPAN cannot compete against Seinfeld reunions and reruns. Excuse me. So you got to go where that audience is.
Well, next time you can ask them, have you seen DomeNation?
Yeah, well, DomeNation's going to be hot. What we got to do is get this on iPods. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm fighting, I'm fighting global warming. I'm fighting terrorism. I ride my bike to work. I'm living out in Zambia. I ride 10 miles, and I hook up the iPod. Well, I like listening to music, but sometimes you feel, well, I got to get a little educational here. So I download books and, podcasts and things like that, and that's something that DomeNation will be doing, and that's going to be good for all of us.
All right, well, Congressman, thanks a lot for coming over and spending a few minutes with us. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the community?
Well, let me just say, number one, thanks for listening to DomeNation. I do believe that these shows are the future because right now in politics, people want the open format, the participation, where, you can get up on blog and you don't have to agree. You can always disagree and raise a little cane, respect the other person. But what I like about it, this is participation, and it's not slick. It's not a bunch of handlers. We're having free flow conversation, and that's what's really relevant to today's world when we've got issues like Iraq. And beyond Iraq, you're going to have global warming issues. You got issues with gas prices and immigration and taxes in general. These things are going to be with us for a long time, so we all have to participate. The moment you turn 18, register to vote, and then start raising cane. So that would be my advice. If you get to Washington, come visit me, come visit Jerome, come visit David. If you don't like what they're doing, raise cane, blog them, and tell them why.
Thanks a lot.
So remember, Nation,
it's your dome.